And here we are in red. The first card is Burning Fist Minotaur. It is a 2/1 for 1 and a red creature Minotaur Wizard at uncommon. So 2/1 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine in red. It's aggressive.
Pikers are fine.
Yep. It has first strike.
That makes it good.
1 and a red, discard a card. Burning Fist Minotaur gets +2/+0 until end of turn.
Oh man. Yes, please.
So double fire breathing almost?
Yeah, I guess double or nothing.
Yeah.
You do have to discard a card
Sure.
to do it.
I'm in red, whatever.
So, I mean, at least it's not like red, discard a card +1. That would,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So they give you a little extra for having to discard a card. But, yeah, hold on to your extra lands.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I like this guy quite a bit.
That'd be first strike.
He seems really fun and aggressive in a...
The threat of activation with that first, like, your land becomes a removal spell, kind of? Like, yeah.
So, yeah, I like him. I am going to pick him up very early if I'm thinking I'm in red.
I'm going to say mid-pack for me, because he's not the kind of thing that's going to pull me into red, but I definitely want him in a red deck.
If I'm in red, I'm grabbing him, because he is uncommon, so you're not going to get as many chances as you might like. So,
and just a 2/1 with first strike is...
It's pretty good.
Fine.
Defiant Kenra. So, 1 and a red for a 2/2. Creature, Jackal Warrior at common.
Is this our first vanilla bear?
I think there was a white one, perhaps.
I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't think so. I think they all had, like, abilities.
Oh. Well, this guy is just a vanilla bear, but he's in red, and you want some 2/2s.
He's the kind of common you want to pick up.
Yep. So he's fine.
Middle of the road.
Yep. Absolutely. Fervent Paincaster.
Oh, man.
2 and a red for a 3/1 at uncommon. Creature, human wizard. But he does a thing. She does a thing. It looks like a female.
Yep.
Okay, so first, tap Fervent Paincaster deals 1 damage to target player.
So it's a pinger.
Yep, so you swing in with your 3/1 until it's not advantageous, and then you just sit back and you plink them in the face.
Yep.
But it does more. Tap and exert Fervent Paincaster. So you're not attacking, you're just exerting it. And it deals 1 damage to target creature.
I love this card. I love how interesting the decisions process is here, because it's like pingers are always good because there's the threat of activation in combat, messing up combat math, whatever. Dealing 1 damage to your opponent is really not as useful as dealing 1 to a creature without losing your creature. So it's like, this can help something to trade in combat.
Sure.
But then you don't get to do it next turn.
Yep.
And that's a really interesting decision. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and what this is great is how many times in red especially, you start off super aggressive, you get your opponent down to 3, 4, and then you can no longer push through that damage and you start trading off your 2/2s and your 2/1s. This will allow you to plink through those last few bits of damage.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a lightning rod for removal a lot of times, and I just kind of like it. It is weird that it's a 3/1 for 3. Like, pingers are usually 0/1s, but this has that little bit of extra benefit.
It's really very flexible. So,
and it blocks as a 4/1 because you can, or it blocks as a 4/1 because you can always deal that 1 extra. So it will facilitate combat even if it's dying in combat. So where do we put it? High pick?
Yeah,
I
want it in my red deck. Firebrand Archer. I like the art on this. She looks pretty sweet. 1 and a red for a 2/1. Creature, human archer. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Firebrand Archer deals 1 damage to each opponent.
So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, so this is the it's like Goblin, what's it?
Except way worse because it counts. Does it count if you cast creatures? No, just non-creatures. Yeah.
I can't think of what it is.
Gutter Snipe?
Gutter Snipe, yeah.
Except that's 3 damage, isn't it?
It's 2 damage.
2 damage,
but it's also, I think, a 2/2 for 3. So this is another piker. They seem to like pikers lately. The last few sets have been full of 2/1s. And by the way, since these sets have been so full of 2/1s, that makes Fervent Paincaster look that much better to me. Like, being able to mow down your opponent's team, you know, one at a time seems real good. I'm mostly going to think of this as just a 2/1, which is fine.
Yeah, it's it beefs, you know, fills out your aggressive red deck. So
Yep.
it's fun.
Yep. Middle of the road.
Ooh. I really like the art. Sorry, I got distracted there. Frontline Devastator. 3 and a red for a 3/3. Creature Zombie Minotaur Warrior at common. It has Afflict 2, and it has 1 and a red. Frontline Devastator gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
This is another thing that makes combat interesting, because if you block it, you're taking 2 anyway. And then they may just give it fire breathing and pump it up. So you want to make sure that you're going to kill it.
But if you block it... Oh no, if you don't block it, then...
You're taking 3.
You're taking 3, so...
Yeah. This just seems fine to me. It seems good.
It seems like a good, solid common.
Yep. I'm going to pick it up middle of the pack.
Yep. Ooh. Gilded Ceradon. 4 and a red for a 4/4 creature beast with some kind of crazy artwork.
Yup.
Whenever Gilded Ceradon attacks, if you control a desert or there is a desert card in your graveyard, target creature can't block this turn.
Okay, so a 4/4 for 5 that basically by 5 you should be able to have found a desert. Well, I don't know. We're going to see how much that matters when we do our non-creature spells and lands review. But I'm going to assume for the majority of these cards, you'll be able to have a desert.
Yeah.
A 4/4 that their biggest thing can't block seems real good to me.
Seems really good, especially at common.
I'm probably going to want 1 to 2 of these in a red deck. It seems like a good 5-drop.
With crazy art.
I like it. I really like the Elvis throw thing going on. I don't even know what to call it. It's like greased lightning.
Yeah. All right. Granitic Titan. Ooh. It's a 5/4 for 4 red. Creature elemental at common. It has menace and cycling 2.
Okay, so menace makes this interesting. It means that they can't just throw one big thing in front of it and make it trade. They're going to have to double block. I think this is better than, what was it, Gilded Ceradon, the 6/4?
Gilded Ceradon was the one we just had, right?
Was it? No.
Yeah.
Oh. What am I thinking of?
I don't know. Was it in the last set?
Yeah, it was the Ceradon.
But that cycled for 1. This one cycles for 2.
True, but this one has menace.
The menace is good. Yeah, I think you'll mostly play one of these if you wind up with one.
Yeah, I'd probably pick one up, but I wouldn't pick it up high.
Oh, no.
It's not like, ooh, I need some big finisher. It's more, I'll pick it up late in the pack.
And that's probably what you're going to say when you draft it. I can get one of those later.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
We'll see whether or not I'm right.
Kenra Scrapper. 2 and a red for a 2/3. It is a creature jackal warrior at common. It has menace, which, sure. You may exert Kenra Scrapper as it attacks. When you do, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn.
Cool. So this is going to be a calculation before you attack. Obviously, like, if you think that it's going to be able to trade with 2 of their things, you can just exert it, and it'll die, but it'll take some stuff with it. A 2/3 for 3 isn't really what I want, even with menace, but the exert ability makes it better.
Yeah, I think it's a good solid, filler card.
It's no what was it, hooded brawler,
No.
but it does a fine impression.
A lesser impression, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll probably pick it up fairly highly.
I'm gonna look at it probably...
Mid to late?
No, mid.
Mid?
Ooh, Magmaroth is a 5/5 for 3 and a red creature elemental at uncommon. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a -1 counter on Magmaroth. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, remove a -1 counter from Magmaroth.
Alright, so let's just say you've got the regular number of non-creature spells. And this is probably not going to get counters removed very often.
Yep.
It attacks as a 4/4 the first time, a 3/3 the second time, a 2/2 the third time, and then probably just sits back and dies.
Yep.
That still seems okay.
Yeah, it seems pretty build-aroundy to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, there is a, definitely a call for it, 4/4 for 4, essentially, in red, when you're trying to be aggressive. And then you keep attacking, knowing that it's going to be dead soon anyway. So, I mean, it's well-placed. I think it's fine. I don't think I'm going to be like, ooh, look, Magmaroth. Sweet.
I think I'm going to pick this up late, and only if I already know I have a lot of non-creature spells. I don't think it's drawing me.
Ooh, Manticore Eternal, another really nice art, is a 5/4 for 3 red creature zombie Manticore. There's been a fair amount of red zombies. It's at uncommon.
Seem to be zombies everywhere.
Afflict 3, so that's pretty good. Manticore Eternal attacks each combat if able. And you're looking at a 5/4 with Afflict 3. I think I'm swinging with this sucker.
Yeah, I'm not incentivized to keep this back, even if I could.
And the thing is, you're forcing your opponents to make some pretty tough choices. So I rather like him. I'd like to have one in my deck.
Dies to electrolyze, or electrify.
Sure, most stuff does, though. So really, that's really not a downside to me.
I think this looks like the 5-drop that I really want in red.
Yeah, and the thing is, if I'm in red, chances are, hopefully, nobody else is getting my electrifies anyway.
Yeah, I mean, other people are going to pick them up.
They better keep it in my red.
Alright, gotta mind the curve, but I think I'd take this fairly highly.
Me too. Sand Straggler is a 3/3 for 3 and a red creature beast at uncommon, so it must do something because a 3/3 for 4 is so it's all right. When Sand Straggler enters the battlefield, Strangler? What did I say?
Straggler.
All right, Strangler. He's strangling the sand. If you control a desert or there is a desert card in your graveyard, you may have him deal 3 damage to target creature.
Okay, so this is a one-time only kind of thing. You have to have the desert by turn 4. If you want this on turn 4. Still, a 3/3 for 4 is okay, so even if you're not getting that benefit, I think this is fine.
Yeah, I think he's pretty neat. He's a 3/3 for 4, which, you know, is okay anyway. So, yeah.
I like him.
I like him too.
I'll pick him up middle of the pack, though.
Yeah. Ooh. Thorned Moloch is a 2/2 for 2 and a red.
Sure it's not a Meloche?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Creature Lizard at common. It's a 2/2 with prowess, and it has first strike as long as it's attacking.
Okay, so it's a 2/2 with first strike on the attacks, and works very well with combat tricks. I like it.
I do too. I mean, the prowess isn't going to be quite. I mean, you're in red, so maybe you're in red blue, though I don't know. So prowess probably isn't going to be triggered all that often. But if 2/2 first strike when it attacks in red, you want attackers. So
it's still not a high pick. I don't think. I'd prefer 2-drops over this. But,
sure, and it's common, so
yeah,
you can probably pick them up later in the pack if you want them.
Comparing to what is it? The thing that becomes a 4/4 if you have 0 cards in hand, 0 or 1 cards in hand. I think this is not as good as that, but I'd still probably play one. Playable.
Sure. Playable. Chaos Maw.
First of our rares.
Yes, it is a 6/6 for 5 red creature Hellion at rare. When it enters the battlefield, deal 3 damage to each other creature. Boy, he makes his presence known.
I like the flavor text. The food chain doesn't end at sandworms.
That's really good. This is expensive, but potentially devastating.
I don't know if this is what red really wants, though. Like,
I don't know. Maybe this is going in the red something deck that gives red
green deck,
a little bit of later game.
Yeah, I guess.
Because if you get this down, boy howdy.
7 mana.
It's expensive.
It does take most of the small things out of the way, but it doesn't kill the things that would actually be blocking it. So, I don't even know. I think I'm going to pass.
Yeah?
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm going to probably first pick him the first time I see him, but not look to go mono red. I think...
Okay, yeah, definitely not a mono red card.
I think he wants to be in maybe red-green.
Yeah.
Where you're going to have your own big beefy creatures and you want to get rid of their smaller stuff, perhaps?
Maybe red-black if you've got plenty of removal? I don't
maybe. So, I don't know. I would try it out because I'm curious. It has the potential to be a really powerful card.
I mean, maybe red-blue.
I could see this being really good in Commander. I mean, most cards generally are,
sure.
But I really like the art.
Yeah, it's very dynamic. In Limited, I don't know. I'm going to pass on him. I don't know. I don't think he's really what I want to be doing.
In red. Yeah.
At 7 mana.
Yeah, I don't know. I want him to be good, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, stick with your guns if you want to first pick him and...
Oh, I would do it just to try it for sure.
Okay. Yeah, alright.
Earthshaker Kenra is a 2/1 for 1 and a red. With haste. Sure.
Okay.
When Earthshaker Kenra enters the battlefield, target creature with power less than or equal to Kenra's power, it can't block this turn. And then it eternalizes for 4 red.
Okay, so a 2/1 that can't be blocked by power less than or equal. So by little things, that means that it's not going to just trade off with some piddler. Yeah, this seems fine.
I'm meh on it for the same reason you were kind of meh on the last one.
Okay.
If I want a 6-drop, I want the last guy we saw.
Okay, but this is also a 2-drop.
It is, for sure. So it's fine. I'm not terribly excited about it. Like, I'm not looking to eternalize it, I don't think. Because for the same reason that I probably shouldn't play them all. Because are we going to get to 6 mana? Although, that said, it does offer some later game if your aggressive deck goes on the rails.
Yeah, I think I like this one a lot better because it has haste. So it's a 2/1 with haste that basically can't be blocked the first turn.
Yep, that is actually pretty good.
And it can't be blocked by any of those walls either.
That's
like
true.
The 04s, 05s. So I think I'm going to first pick this one and then go into red and look to be aggressive. I think I like this one quite a bit. I'm not looking at eternalizing it unless... I've stalled out. But a 4/4 that can't be blocked by creatures with power 4 or later, or lower, also seems not bad to me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I like him. I think I'd first pick him.
Oh, I'll first pick him because he's a 2/2 with haste. But I'm just not like, woohoo! This is so exciting.
Okay.
It seems fine.
All right. Mr. Neheb.
Neheb the Eternal. He is now a 4/6 for 3 red. Legendary creature zombie minotaur warrior at mythic rare with afflict 3.
Okay.
At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, add 1 mana to your mana pool for each 1 life your opponent has lost this turn.
Alright, so you're attacking with him, by himself, and they block, you're still adding 3 mana, so red, red, red.
Yep.
That seems fine to me.
Yeah, it seems good. It's a 4/6 for 5, which is fine. And then the Afflict is great. The mana, you're already at 5. Yeah, sure. It just seems like a cherry on top of the already decent card.
Seems like a pretty good way to use, or way to get the Hellion.
Yeah.
What was it? Chaos Maw?
Yep.
So, I mean, if I have a mythic and I pick up a rare, then that's a reason for me to play.
For sure.
You know?
I mean, regardless, I'm first picking a mythic rare anyway that I may use at some point for something.
It's a 4/6 with Afflict, so...
But it's still really good, I think.
First pick.
Yeah, for sure.
Finally...
You were going to read it, weren't you?
No, I'm just reminding you this is the last red one.
I know.
Finally.
Wildfire Eternal is a 1/4 for 3 and a red.
What?
Creature, zombie, jackal, cleric at rare, so it must do something, right?
Yeah.
Afflict 4.
Okay.
Whenever it attacks and isn't blocked, you may cast an instant or sorcery card from your hand without paying its mana cost.
Alright, well that's not likely to happen all that often. But it is just going to hit them in the face for 1 every turn.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah.
So, I mean, if you have a spell to cast that you don't have the mana to cast, instant or sorcery, eh?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, this is the kind of thing that's going to make your opponents are going to have to think, because you attack, even if you're tapped out, and if they don't block, you can suddenly do something without paying its mana cost. So do I block it and worry? Or, you know, I still think it makes them think.
This is exciting to me, but I don't think it's a first pick.
Oh, I don't think so either.
Although I think I'm going to call him Iron Man.
That's cute.
It looks very much like a piece of Marvel art.
You know, I say
hey,
I won't.
Draftcat, welcome to the set review.
I say I won't first pick him, but we haven't seen the blue stuff yet, so I may want to first pick him if it looks like there could be a blue-red...
You mean the non-creature spells?
Yeah, some sort of more spell-heavy deck.
Okay.
So...
It may be that it's built around like that. Like, cast a draw 3 without paying its mana cost seems fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it is when he's not blocked, so that's before damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. We'll see.
Now I'm curious. Now I kind of want to play him just to see what can be done with him.
I might pick him high, but I don't think he's first pick.
Yeah, I think...
I mean, in a weak pack, anything's a first pick, right?
Sure. I think the bottom line for me is if this set turns out that there is some really good instants and sorceries and you're going to have a slightly heavier balance, then he goes up in value.
Okay. Yeah, he goes in the spells deck real well.
Mm-hmm.
But that deck is also not attacking that often, so it's strange.
Mm-hmm. There are some really strange cards in this set.
Alright, well, we are going on to green.